So, with the idea of intention in mind, the conclusion for this project is that the Rosa Brothers Milk Company needs to work on what they want to do in terms of environmental sustainability. Because right now, even though they're practicing good practices that make the environment better, they're not ethically doing it. And what happens with the dairy industry is that it's a little complicated because Clover Sonoma is doing a good job of being environmentally intentional and working towards creating a sustainable product for consumers. But unfortunately, the dairy industry makes a lot of CO2 emissions and uses a lot of water even when there is sustainability kept in mind. So when you're comparing the dairy industry as a whole to the environmental intention that's behind industries of dairy-free products, then you kind of have to come at a conclusion that there is no environmentally ethical milk or dairy company, because there are substitute companies that are able to produce similar products that the consumer wants, that is environmentally sound and has the environmentally consciously in mind. So the Ripple company has done an amazing job of having intent behind their values. So they have the intention to create environmental practices that will be sustainable and have low CO2 emissions and have high reusable water practices and such varieties of that. And they also have in mind the consumer and what the consumer is putting in their body. And that is what the dairy industry needs to strive for. What the industry could do in order to provide products to the consumer that do have this intention is start to work towards being non-dairy products. Now, there are many companies that are starting this transition. Chobani is one of them. They're typically a yogurt company, but they've started making oat-based products that not only substitute their yogurt, but substitute milk and other such products. So they're expanding their line by being environmentally conscious and by creating new products that have no dairy within them. So that's what these companies can do, is start moving towards this future of having no dairy and creating more environmentally conscious decisions within their companies. Now, smaller businesses like the Rosa Brothers Milk Company may struggle a bit with this, but it seems like they do have the capacity to perform environmentally conscious actions, like they do with their water reusable systems and their reuse of tires and old pipes. Like, they're doing a lot for the environment, but they just need to do it with the intention. And they can start moving towards non-dairy products, and so could Clover Sonoma. That's a much bigger company, and they already have environmentally sustainable practices, but when you compare them, there is a need to move on further, because if you're going to be sustainable and you're going to try and do your best to make environmental practices that help the earth, then there needs to be an understanding that your inherent industry has many harmful practices just because of the animals that they use, the cows, and what it takes to feed them and what the cows produce in terms of emission. So that's why there needs to be more products that are like the Ripple company that have these low emissions, and more companies need to start moving towards this use of non-dairy products.